What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm building a modern home in the world of Evergreen Harbor on the 20 by 15 lot. I'm pretty sure that this is the only 20 by 15 that we have in Evergreen Harbor. I'm not exactly sure though, so I could be mistaken there, but I think we only have one 20 by 15. So yeah, I'm building this house on a small lot and I initially wanted this house to be quite small too, because I'm building it for 3 roommates. And I was thinking that these roommates are just really good friends. They probably met in college or maybe even before that. And by now they're already graduated, they have jobs, they're working and stuff. And yeah, they just decided to actually buy a house together and live together because that's just what they wanted. And I thought that that would be a really fun like household dynamic and just really fun to play with as well. And also I just wanted to do something a little bit different because I feel like I've been building my fair share of family homes lately. I've been doing a lot of them and I really enjoy family homes, don't get me wrong. But like interior style wise, I don't know. I just wanted to have something different to furnish for, if that makes sense. Just a little bit of a different household. So no kids in this house, but just 3 young adults is what I was thinking. And yeah, so they bought this house together and they're living together. They all have their own bedrooms, so no shared bedrooms or anything. Because I was thinking that these people that are living here, they're not students anymore. They are out of college, they have jobs, they're working full time. And I also feel like to be able to afford a house like this, you would have a pretty nice, you would need to have a pretty like good income too. So I was definitely thinking that these people are really successful, they're thriving, they are obviously still very young, but they are definitely going places and their careers are just really taking off and they're very successful. But yeah, they don't really have, well, or maybe they actually do have relationships, maybe they are in relationships or what have you, but they just decided to buy a house together as friends because that's what they wanted to do at this point in their life. And I was thinking that maybe they could buy this house like for a nicer price. Basically, I was just trying to come up with storylines or little ideas so that I could make it kind of realistic that these 3 quite young roommates would be able to afford a house like this because it is a very nice modern house. You can definitely tell that it has been either recently built or recently renovated. So yeah, also I think it's pretty expensive on the gallery too. So as I was building this house and as I was furnishing it, I was trying to come up with ideas or storylines to to just kind of make it, I don't know, realistic for these young Sims to, just be able to afford this house. So I was thinking that maybe they could get this house for cheaper because it is in a neighborhood that when they bought it, this neighborhood was not very up and coming. Like maybe it was just, I don't know, a little bit of a messy neighborhood because you can definitely tell that if you have Eco Lifestyle, you're probably familiar with the neighborhood action plans. And I actually activated the Modern Developments neighborhood action plan for this neighborhood. So you can definitely tell that the neighborhood is pretty cleaned up. Like there are definitely some like trash piles here and there, but you can definitely tell that the neighborhood is being renovated, the streets are looking nicer, the dirt is kind of gone, like all the trash. There's a little bit of trash around still, like I mentioned, but you can definitely tell that they are working on it. And there are some like modern artworks here and there, like statues and things. And yeah, the houses around this one, like in the surrounding neighborhood, they have been upgraded a little bit as well. So yeah, I was thinking that these 3 roommates, they probably bought this house before all those upgrades, like before all that happened, before the Modern Developments plan was activated, basically. So yeah, this neighborhood was a little bit dirty. It was a little bit not as wanted, I guess. Like not a lot of people wanted to live here. So the houses were like fairly cheap, I guess. So that's when they went ahead and actually bought this house for not that much money. They could actually afford it. They were able to get a good mortgage, and yeah, they were just able to afford this house. But now, like a few years later, I was imagining, this neighborhood really has been cleaned up and they're really working on it, and it's actually getting better, and it's turning out to be a very like up and coming neighborhood at this point. So that's kind of what I was imagining, like for like, I don't know, making it kind of realistic that they can afford this house. Which obviously in real life, I don't know how realistic that would be. Definitely not in my country. The housing market in my country, I live in the Netherlands. The housing market around here is just crazy. It's impossible to buy a house. Like, it's just not possible for young people like myself and my boyfriend to get a mortgage, let alone to buy a house. So yeah, that is most definitely not realistic at all. But this is The Sims, so we can just kind of try and come up with our own storylines and just be, I don't know, just fantasize about things and just, I don't know. I was just having a lot of fun with that little storyline. So yeah, you can definitely see that the shape of the house is coming together. I am actually using a lot of Dream Home Decorator items in this house once again, which I apologize in advance if you are over those items, but I'm most definitely not over those items just yet. I love them so, so much. And as I'm building in Evergreen Harbor, like I had to use them, like for the whole style of the house, for one, because this house is very modern and renovated and just nice and clean. So the items just went perfectly with the whole vibe of the house, but also the items just go so nicely with the items that we got in Eco Lifestyle. So I just had to combine especially those two packs together. But I think I mainly used Dream Home Decorator. I did use some like doors and windows from Eco Lifestyle. I also used a couple of doors and windows from Snowy Escape because they just went really nicely with this house as well. And then also, as you can see, a couple of windows from the Mosquito stuff pack. I always really enjoy those windows, but I think it's so sad that they don't come in any wood swatches. Obviously, they're not supposed to be wood, but yeah, it would just be so nice to have these windows from Mosquito stuff in like wood swatches, but we only have them in like gray and white and black, which is also very pretty. They're really nice windows still, but yeah, wood swatches would have been perfect for this house. However, I kind of use them as like feature windows for this house in gray, so it actually looks really nice still. But you can see that we are moving on to the interior of the house, and I kind of went all out with pastel colors in here. I used a lot of lighter wood swatches and a lot of pastel colors, and then I kind of combined it with a couple of like pops of gray and black here and there to kind of tone it down and to kind of make it a little bit more, I don't know, just to use a little bit of a different color to mix it up, I guess. Otherwise, it would have been very light and very pastel, and just, it needed something, it just needed a little bit something still. So I decided to combine it with some like black and gray accents here and there. Not too many though, but there are a couple, especially in the details. So I was definitely very much enjoying that. But yeah, you can already tell that I'm using a lot of Dream Home Decorator items in this house. I was really enjoying this little dining area by the large like Mosquito windows, and I mixed and matched two versions or like two chairs. I really enjoyed using that one chair that's different from the rest. I don't know, I just thought it was something a little bit different, and it just made it look a little bit more playful. And I definitely wanted to try and make this house look like young people are living here, so that's why I was trying to like get in a couple of playful little details here and there. So I decided to go ahead and just do that. And for the kitchen, I used a backsplash. I used those bricks or stones from, I think they're from Seasons, but they might be base game. I actually think they're base game. I think the Seasons ones are a little bit different. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are actually base game. But I just really love these bricks or stones or whatever you want to call it. I think they're so pretty, and it's just such a nice, modern feature for this house, and the color is just perfect as well. So I was definitely really enjoying that. But the kitchen is coming together. It's quite a simple kitchen. I also wanted this house to look like very like IKEA-ish, if that makes sense, because it's very modern and very recently renovated, but I wasn't thinking that this house, like that the items in this house, like the furniture pieces, were too expensive. The roommates living here, like the best friends living here, probably went to IKEA to buy most of their furniture pieces. So that's kind of what I wanted it to look like. But that is also the vibe that the whole like Dream Home Decorator pack gives me in general. So whenever I'm using a lot of those items, it automatically kind of gives me that like IKEA vibe. I don't know if it's like that for everyone, but it was definitely like that for me for this build, but just for every build that I'm doing with these items. So, and it probably was also quite realistic because it would have cost them a whole lot of money to buy this house, even though they were able to get it for a little bit cheaper. Still, they are not like the richest people in the world, so they really did have to work with a budget when it comes to like furnishing the place. So yeah, they probably went to IKEA and bought all their furniture pieces. And one thing that might bother a lot of you guys is that I didn't place stairs, like railings, next to the stairs. So the stairs don't have railings, and I can completely imagine if that is driving you crazy. In real life, you would probably want to have railings for stairs like this because it's a little bit scary to not have railings. I completely understand. But I was struggling a lot with making that look good because the railings in this game are so like bulky and big, and they clip through the walls, and it's just very annoying. So it looked very ugly and was definitely an eyesore. So I decided to just go ahead and not place any railings. If you want to go ahead and do that, if you want to use this build, you can definitely do that. But it just looked so ugly that I decided to just go without railings, which is definitely a little bit scary. But I just wanted to quickly point it out before you think that I actually forgot, because I didn't. I tried it, but I was just not liking it. And one thing I actually initially did forget to place is a trash can, but when I just went into my game to take the screenshots of this build, I realized that. So I quickly went ahead and placed a trash can in the kitchen. So if you go ahead and download this house, there will be a trash can in the kitchen. So no worries there either. But yeah, you can actually see that the living room is coming together now. I definitely really enjoyed cluttering up the bookcase. I just placed a couple of like additional books and plants and stuff in there. It's really simple, but I don't know. I was just really enjoying how it came out. Also the TV console, I just cluttered that like space, that open shelving in the console. I just cluttered it up with a couple of things, and I really enjoyed it. And this is actually the first time that I'm using this couch that we got with Dream Home Decorator, because we also got sectionals, obviously, with that pack, and I have been going crazy with the sectionals lately, and I hadn't like used this couch yet. I just didn't have a chance to use this one yet. But for this house, I really wanted to make sure, because I'm again using these items, so I really told myself that I at least had to try and use this couch to make it look a little bit different. So I went ahead and tried, and it actually looks really nice. I love the yellow color of that couch as well. It just fits the vibe of this very colorful house very nicely. So yeah, I was definitely really enjoying the fact that I was able to use that couch finally. And yeah, I'm just really happy with the way that the open floor plan, just the whole kitchen, dining, and living room area came together. I think it's really nice and inviting and very colorful, and I just really enjoy it a lot. And here you can see that this is the downstairs bathroom, which is nothing crazy. However, I do really like the fact that I use these blue floor tiles. I barely ever use those. I think they're from Spa Day, and so are the tiles on the wall actually, but I really wanted to try and make this bathroom like fit in with the rest of the build, so I wanted to try and make it a bit more colorful, so I just used these colored tiles, and I really like that. And I think that the bathroom upstairs, I used the exact same color scheme for the bathroom upstairs as well. But this house actually also has a garage. At first I was thinking that I maybe wanted to turn this room like into a shared study area of some sort, or like a skill building area, but then I just decided to go ahead and furnish it as a garage, like as a laundry room garage, like not like a garage where you would park your car, but more so a garage where you would put your laundry machines and your treadmill and just some additional storage and things like that. So that is exactly what I did with this garage. I turned it into a very nice and spacious laundry room with an extra sink as well, and also just a couple of extra storage units and things. And I went ahead and placed a treadmill because I had the space for it, and I don't know, I was just kind of thinking that these roommates, or maybe one of these roommates, is very much into working out. So they bought a treadmill, or they brought their treadmill that they already had, and they placed it in the garage because they have the space for it. So yeah, I thought that that was quite nice. And I actually never used these this blue swatch of the countertops either. So I just placed these light blue countertops and I mixed them with white cabinets, and I don't know, I think it looks really clean and nice and fresh. And I cluttered the space up a little bit, but not too much. I definitely was thinking that these roommates like their home clean and just cleaned up, but still lived in, obviously. They can leave some stuff around, but they probably really like to keep their place neat. So yeah, that's kind of the vibe that I was going for. And now we are moving on to the bedrooms upstairs. Now, I didn't think about the personalities for these roommates too much, but I did try and make their bedrooms all very different from each other. So I tried that and I think I succeeded. I think the first one that I'm doing is my favorite one. It's quite small, but I managed to fit in a double bed, which obviously is only accessible from one side, but my sim actually scooted when I was playtesting this build. I had never seen that before. My sim had never done that before, but my sim scooted. So I'm pretty sure that your sim can have someone spend the night. Maybe they can have their partner, or like their boyfriend or their girlfriend over, or something like that. But you could have two sims sleeping in this bed actually, which is quite nice. And I just placed some hanging clothes and stuff and like some modular furniture pieces above the bed. And I think that that is so nice that we can do that now. To me, that just seems so realistic. Like, that's definitely something you would do in real life if you have a small bedroom like this and you want to make the most of your space. Then you would actually just try and fit in as many shelves and just storage opportunities wherever you can. So I just thought that that was so realistic, and I just really enjoy the way it looks. And I also placed an extra TV in this bedroom because I was thinking for this sim that they are probably pretty much like into gaming and stuff. So that's why I decided to go ahead and place a TV and a gaming console in this bedroom as well. And this bedroom actually also has access to a balcony. So yeah, this is actually quite a nice bedroom. It's quite small, not the smallest one though. The third bedroom is actually the smallest one. So yeah, this one is quite nice. It has access to a balcony, but I was definitely thinking that obviously the roommates that are living here, they share that balcony. Like, they all hang out there. It doesn't like belong to that bedroom, but just that bedroom just has access to it. But yeah, I decided to, like I said, furnish this build for 3 roommates. But if you want to go ahead and furnish it for a family, then you can definitely go ahead and do so. Maybe you could even furnish it for a generations family, given the garage on the ground floor. Like, you could very easily turn that into an extra bedroom for the grandparents or the parents or whatever. And then you have like 3 extra bedrooms upstairs as well, which one could be for the parents and then the other 2 for the kids or whatever. So you could very, very easily turn this this house into a family home if you wanted to. I just decided not to because I needed a little break from building family homes. So I furnished it for 3 roommates, but here you can see that this is the second bedroom. I went crazy with that green swatch of the Dream Home Decorator items in this bedroom, which personally is my favorite. Green is my favorite color, especially this sort of green, like this swatch like the color of this swatch. Like that sort of green is definitely my favorite green, if you will. So I was definitely really enjoying it, and I was combining it with yellow, which is not something I would do in real life, but it was something different, and I kind of like how it ended up looking. I don't know, I feel like the yellow and the green tones of these swatches kind of complement each other nicely. And you can see that I created a little makeshift desk in here because I didn't really have the space to place a desk in here, so I just kind of created a makeshift one out of a shelf and a sized down island counter with a laptop on it. I did playtest it and I had to shuffle around all the items a little bit to be able to make it work, but everything functions now. So if you download this house, then that little desk and the laptop is functional. It does block one side of the bed though, so the double bed is only accessible from the window side, if that makes sense. But once again, my Sim scooted when I tested it, so yeah, you could have 2 Sims sleeping in that bed as well if you wanted to. And then moving on to the very last bedroom. This one is very, very small, as you can see. It's definitely the smallest one, and I placed a bunk bed in here with a, or a lofted bed rather, with a desk underneath it. And yeah, for the color scheme in here, I used that like pinky, like that darker pink color, if you will. And I also placed an accent wall where I used that, that wallpaper that we got with the pack, which I think is really cool. I really love that wallpaper. So I went ahead and used it and yeah, just tied it in like color scheme wise, and I think it looks really, really nice. So this bedroom is definitely very small, but I was able to place a little dresser from Tiny Living in there. So your Sim basically has everything that they would need for a functional bedroom, I guess. And then here you can see this is the upstairs shared bathroom. I placed a tub in here from the Dream Home Decorator items because I barely ever use or place single tubs in general. So I hadn't really used the tubs from this pack yet. So I really wanted to try and make it work. And I was able to. So I placed a separate tub in here, as well as a shower, obviously, and everything else that you would need for a functional bathroom. It's really not that interesting. But yeah, we are moving on to that little balcony that I almost forgot to furnish. I don't know what it is with me and balconies, but for some reason, I always forget that they exist. And I pretty much always forget to furnish them initially, and then later on, like when I move on to the backyard, for example, I'll see them and then I'll realize that I didn't furnish it, which is really embarrassing. But I quickly furnished it with a couple of chairs and just turned it into a nice hangout spot for your Sims, basically. It's really sunny up there in the afternoon as well, so that is actually really nice. And then for the backyard, I fenced in the backyard. The backyard is really, really small, but I was definitely liking that for this house. And I completely tiled it. The whole backyard is just basically tiles, because I don't think that the Sims living here really enjoy taking care of plants and grass. They probably enjoy taking care of their plants indoors, but they're not really into gardening or anything. So they just decided to get rid of all of the grass and just place tiles everywhere and make this backyard into a nice hangout spot where they can just grill some food and invite friends over for a dinner party and just hang out in the backyard in the summertime. I placed a nice sectional out here as well. So that is a nice hangout spot for your Sims as well. But that is actually it. So let's hop into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in game. You can see that I didn't really place a lot of landscaping, which is quite weird for me because I always really love to place very excessive landscaping. But for this build, because I wanted it to look like it was kind of newly built or at least newly renovated, I just decided to only place plants in these sort of planter boxes that I made out of platforms. All the landscaping is just very intentional, if you will. And then for the whole eco aspect aspect of this build, I also placed a couple of solar panels, but if you wanted this house to be more eco-friendly, I'm sure you could place some more solar panels around and maybe even some like windmills or dew collectors and things like that. You could definitely go ahead and do that. But then when we walk through the front door, we enter into this very, very colorful open floor plan living situation. I really like this dining area with that little accent chair over there. And I just placed a couple of shelving units right here that I cluttered up a little bit, but not too much. And then over here we have the kitchen with a little bar section as well, where your Sims can just sit and do some work on their laptop if they needed to do that. And then over here we have the living room. I am just really enjoying this couch in here. I think it looks really nice. The color is perfect. I don't know, I just think it looks so nice in here. And then over here we have the sliding door to the backyard and just a little bit of extra storage space underneath the stairs because I had the space for it and I thought it was something very realistic to do. And then over here we have the garage, which I turned into a laundry room slash workout area, if you will. And once again, I think it's quite realistic and I really like how it looks. And then over here we have the downstairs shared bathroom, which is nothing crazy, nothing special. It just has a shower, like a wall-mounted shower from Snowy Escape, just your sink and your toilet, and then that's that. Upstairs we have this very small little landing area, and here we have the first bedroom, which I think that this is actually my favorite one. Even though this one has my favorite color, I still think that this is my favorite bedroom because I just really enjoy this whole storage solution above the bed. I think that that is so realistic and so IKEA-ish, if you will, which I am just very much enjoying. And here we have a plant poking through the wall. Let's just pretend that we do not see that. But yeah, we have a TV across from the bed and a gaming console and also an easel in here because I don't know, I just wanted to include a couple of extra skill building items, so I made sure to place an easel. And then this bedroom has access to the balcony as well, which is very sunny up here, which is very nice. I just placed a couple of chairs so the Sims can just hang out here and enjoy the sun. And then over here we have the second bedroom. I also really enjoy this one, especially this little makeshift desk area with the little storage unit hidden underneath there. I just really enjoy that little detail. And then we have the bed, obviously, which is only accessible from this side, but like I already explained, my Sim actually scooted, so you can have two Sims sleeping in this bed if you wanted to. And then I placed this end table, which I know is not a dresser, it doesn't function as a dresser, but I decided to place it as a dresser anyway because the color was just perfect for this room, so I just decided to go ahead and place it anyway. And you can always just use the mirror if you, for example, want your Sim to change or anything, so yeah, that works out perfectly fine. And then over here we have the smallest bedroom. This one is really, really small, but I was able to fit in everything that your Sim would need. So there is a lofted bed with a desk underneath it and just a little tiny little dresser over here, and also just a nice couch where they can just sit and read a book or sit with like their tablet or something. I just thought it was a nice little detail to include for this bedroom. And then outside, obviously, we have the fenced in backyard where they have a nice grill. They have a couple of outdoor bins, obviously, and just a nice dining table, and then a very, very large sectional couch. I was imagining that the Sims living here really enjoy inviting friends over and having like little dinner parties and stuff like that, and a large couch would be perfect for that, so everyone can just sit down and hang out together. But that is actually it for this build. So this Roomies modern home comes in at 85,425 simoleons. It's really, really expensive, but I mean, all my builds always are, so it's not really a surprise anymore. But yeah, you can definitely download it from the gallery. But that is actually it for this video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this build. You can definitely go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!